What's up everyone on the internet? Thank you for making this video part today. I am so excited to upload this one for you guys because of this video. We're going to be taking a look at one of the most underrated anime films I've ever seen, Fantastic Mr. Fox. So this is one of those movies that really caught my attention when I realized that this was made by Wes Anderson, who, for lack of a better phrase, has a very dry style when it comes to storytelling. And what I mean by that is while there is humor in his films, it feels very sterile and very subtle to where it's on the thin line between natural and unnatural emotions. And you know what? I am completely sold on this method of storytelling because when looking at this stop motion film, it almost feels like this family movie was directed towards parents. We see that there are a lot of adult jokes being made throughout the entire film. But anyway, the movie came out back in 2009 and is a stop motion animated film about a fox stealing food from farmers. Now what makes this premise so simple and so entertaining is when you look at the cast. I mean, we have George Clooney as Mr. Fox, Bill Murray, Willem Dafoe, Owen Wilson, Jason Schwartzman, and Meryl Streep as Mrs. Fox. Now when you look at the cast, holy crap, a lot of these actors are heavy hitters in the movie industry. So going back to the story, while the idea may sound something like out of a Disney film, I love how Wes Anderson gives us a more realistic approach to the story as we follow Mr. Fox, who misses the lifestyle of a thief even though he has a home and a family. Which is funny because right at the start of the movie, he pretty much promises his wife that he will give up that lifestyle. But after seeing how being a columnist isn't as exciting as his last job, he sees that deep down within him, he is still a thief. And as we progress through the movie, we watch his hunger for danger and excitement endanger not just his family, but his entire community when 3 farmers take matters into their own hands. Now right off the bat, one of the things that I loved about this movie is the art style chosen for the stop motion animation, because when it comes to stop motion, which is a rare choice of animation, normally we think of something like a Tim Burton movie like Nightmare Before Christmas or Corpse Bride, or maybe something out of Armin Animations, who made movies like Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run. So when looking at the art style chosen for this movie, it's very autumn-like, where a lot of the color palette is focused on the reds, yellows, and oranges. And if you look at the overall setting, if you were to pause this movie at any moment, the film almost feels like a painting come to life. Also, looking at the models they use for each of these characters, when you see the fur blow against the wind, it feels very organic and almost lifelike. So you could say that I was blown away by the animation, as it gives us a new art style to this method of storytelling that we haven't seen before. And looking at the comedy, while there are a couple wacky moments where we watch our characters get into trouble, a lot of the comedy is very subtle. So while the kids are laughing at the animal characters going wild, there are also moments where the adults can laugh at too. Best example is a running joke of foul language being used throughout the entire movie. But because the movie is directed towards families, what better way to censor out any bad word with just a simple cuss?
The cuss you are.
The cuss am I? Are you cussing with me?
No, you cussing with me?
Don't cuss and point
You're
at me.
gonna cuss with somebody. You're not gonna cuss with me, you little cuss.
With me.
Oh my god. When that particular scene appeared at the beginning of the movie, it pretty much sets the tone for what kind of humor this movie is going to deliver. Because while the kids can laugh at these characters snarling and growling at each other, the adults can laugh as well at how these characters are pretty much cussing at each other. And on top of the humor, this movie also delivers a lot of action as we watch our characters raid multiple farms. And one of the things that surprised me is how there are a couple of moments in this movie that are pretty extreme in terms of imagery. Without giving away spoilers, I will say, for a film that's rated PG, there are a lot of guns in this movie, some crazy imagery of people being lit on fire, and a tail getting blown off. I mean, these are the sort of things that you would never see in a Disney film. I love how this movie generally pushes the envelope on the action as we see how the danger is very real for these characters. Also, looking back at the action, I'm pretty amazed how each scene was shot, no pun intended, because I would really like to know how they animate some of the gunshots and explosions. Honestly, more than hand-drawn or computer animation, I think stop motion is the most difficult and most time-consuming form of animation, but the end result is fantastic when you see the characters and setting come to life. So overall, I had a really good time with this film. If you're looking to watch an animated movie but also want to see something different from what we see today, I highly recommend you watch this film. Well, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. That was my overall review for Fantastic Mr. Fox. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button so you always update from this channel. I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Bye-bye.